And hello, my friends. Happy Saturday from up north in Canada. And I'm about to say everyone's favorite word. Hey, oh, boy, that, eh? Anyways, yeah, today I thought we'd just talk about just random stuff, but a little bit about saws. Circular saws, to be more direct. But we'll wait for a couple more people to get into the group and to join the chit chat here. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about SCAWs, circular saws. So I'm going to cue something up here. When we're ready, we got enough viewers, we're going to talk about it. Let's see what we got here. Share screen. There we go. We're going to have a little chit chat about this video here. That's what we're planning on doing here. Having a little chit chatty about this video. Well, link to join's not going to be up for a while. I'm just going to wait for a couple people because I'm going to talk about stuff in saws first, and then I'll put the invite link out in a little bit there. So, but we're going to wait to get some watchers and viewers. We get the watchers and viewers up, and then we'll watch this video. Then we'll discuss it. Then we'll go over it. So, and that's the plan for the day. And then we'll talk about some other stuff and take some questions, have some guests. So, but waiting for people to pop in and say hello. Hello. Mm-hmm. But anyways, oh, there's Ott. Yeah, in about half an hour when I finish discussing what I need to discuss, I'm just waiting for people to pop in. Ott, just waiting for people to pop in. Anyways, can I get a mic test, audio test? How's the stream looking? How is the stream looking? Does it look clear? Does it sound good? Does it smell like maple syrup? But yeah. But anyways, we're going. Ooh. Let's see. Anyways, how's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing? But yeah, we're gonna have a little chit chat about saws. We're gonna watch a video, and yeah, that's about the story of it, you know. Just gonna wait for people to join. Wait to see the numbers come up. Okay, well, I think we got enough here. Let's start the show. Okay.
Across my feed on Facebook. the other day. I don't really agree with what he's saying. He actually made a statement in the comments to other people commenting saying that if you pin the guard on my job site, I'm kicking you off. Now, I don't believe you should be pinning the guard if you hadn't had many hours on a circular saw, but I've been pinning a guard on a circular saw for probably 13, 14 years. And I still got all my fingers, all my digits on both ends. And I've never even came close to losing a finger. Go ahead and knock on some wood on that. So not pinning a guard when you got a square board up or you got an angle cut, you're gonna go through real smooth until you get about right here. And then she's done. You gotta scoot over there with your fingers, get it off in the way to relieve the guard. I mean, them fingers got a little close to that blade. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pin the guard and try it that way. Nice and smooth. I do have to say, this is something you've got to get comfortable with doing before you use it.
Okay, my friends. Let us talk about this video. Let us talk about this video here, my friends. We are going to talk about it. First, we're going to read something. Now, a lot of you people, like I've been going on about saw safety, and there's zero reason why you ever need to pin that guard up, and I've proved it over and over and over again. I've done multiple different cuts. I've done cuts that people said, I have to do this, I have to do this. I've proved them wrong time and time again. But if you won't take my word for it, we all know who Larry Hahn is. Larry Hahn is the king of framing. Larry Hahn is the captain, okay? Like he's the god of framing and carpentry. So let's read what Larry Hahn says in his book. Okay? Let's read this. No matter how careful you are with a circular saw, at some point it's going to bind in the wood and kick back on you. So many safety precautions is part of your work ethic. Don't wedge the blade guard up. Some cuts may seem easier to make with the guard out of the way, but this eliminates your protection in the event of any kickback. Support the wood well, stand to the side of the line of cut. Release the trigger just before the end of the cut, so the blade slows down and keeps your mind on your work. Okay? Literally, he tells you never to pin the guard up. There's no reason to ever pin the guard up. Larry Hahn never pinned the guard up in his life. And he practiced what he preaches. And so do I. This is out of Larry Hahn's book. Larry Hahn is the god of carpentry, the god of framing. He has written some of the most, like the greatest books in the world, books that we call the Bible. Okay? Like literally, right there. So if you don't take my word for it, take Larry Hahn's word for it. Okay, my friends? Take Larry Hahn's word for it. Now let's talk about his video. He was running into a problem where the saw seemed to stop. Well, there's something defective with his saw. And the defective part, there's a lot of lower end saws. DeWalt was really synonymous for this. Black & Decker was synonymous for this. Some generic brands were synonymous for it. The guard was not shaped properly. It was not designed properly. This is one thing that you always look for in a saw, is you got to make sure the guard has the right shape, or it's just no good. But instead of reaching over and lifting up the guard to get out of the way, there's a little trick that he could have done to avoid that, not have to reach over and lift up that guard or pin that guard up. But anyone that teaches people to pin the guard up like that, yes, modern saws have brakes, but that brake can fail. There are actually quite a few saws. The Gen 1 Milwaukee rear handle saw is synonymous for the blade brake not activating or working. DeWalt has two saws that are like that. Bosch had a saw like that. There's a lot of saws out there where that blade brake doesn't always work. And that's why you don't do this. Because now you got that blade guard up and the blade's still spinning and you don't pay attention, you don't notice, and you go set it down, or it just catches you off guard. Bam, accident happened. You never preach unsafe ethics. Mostly when there's no reason for it, no excuse for it, zero excuse for it. And well, the reason why he was like, oh, well, I had to reach over and my fingers are pretty close to that saw, because for a bench cut, and the hand that he's using, he was using the wrong saw. And I'm going to show you these things right now. So let me bring up the other camera here, and we're going to go over some of this stuff here. Okay, my friends? Share screen and go to window, share. Okay, before you see a big collection of saws, left hand, right, blade left, blade right, rear handle. They're all the same. The principles are the same. Fundamentally all the same. Okay, I'm going to show you here. When you're looking at a saw, you want to look at the shape of this guard. You want to make sure it's got a nice curve to it. It's not flat and blunted. Always make sure that this guard is curved. You notice all my saws, I look at this. I make sure that it's got the proper design, that the guard is full length here. It's not a little stubbed off one. There's some saws out there that have some stubbed off ones, like this one here. This saw here is not truly full length. It's kind of stubbed up. But all these saws work the same. And he was doing the most common and basic cut. And he was like, oh, I gotta pin the guard up to make a common basic cut. Like, you know, don't preach, like, you just don't preach unsafe habits. So let's get these saws out of the way here. And let's do that same cut. That same cut that he's doing. I can do any cut, every single cut out there. And I don't have to pin the guard up at all. But let's go over some stuff here. Okay. Let's adjust the camera a little bit so that way you guys get a view of what's going on here. Okay, you guys can all see the wood. Okay, we're going to start with the Bosch, the big old heavy beast. This the bastard's heavy. The Bosch, when you're doing bench cuts and you're right-handed, now the guard is right there. My fingers, okay, I'm reaching over, not in the way of my fingers. My fingers are nowhere close to that blade. They're over here, where if I was using a blade left saw, I'm reaching in front of the blade. Now it seems a lot easier there, but I'm obstructing my line of vision by putting my hand there. Okay, and if I was a left-handed person, well, I can still see my line of sight. You can see my line of sight through this little hole here. See my line of sight. Okay, as a left-handed person, see my line of sight still there, so I can make my cut. With a blade right, same thing. I'm reaching over, I still see my line of sight through my window that the manufacturer put in. My hands are free of the guard. But let's do that same cut he's making. It didn't get stuck and it didn't bind up. Let's use a blade left. Okay, let's go with the blade left here. Oh. I think we got a dead battery. Let's grab another one. Ah, there we go. The Milwaukee blade left. Let's go with the blade left here. I didn't have any problem there. No problem at all. No problems. Not getting stuck. Let's go to the rear handle saw. Jesus. Like, I can do any cut out there. I can do bevels, miters, anything. There's no need for it. Simply no need for it. Larry Hahn teaches it. Larry Hahn tells you this. But God. So if you don't take the God of carpentry's word for it, that professionals do not pin their guard up. They know how to use their saw. They know which saw to buy, how to buy a saw, and how to use a saw. And even this little five and a quarter blade right, no problem. See, my hand is out of the blade. I can see my line of sight on my blade is not obscured through my window, so I can see my blade. I can see my line, not obscured. Now, it's just how it is. And if I was a right-handed person, I'm cutting, I'm putting my hand here. As I move my hand across, I'm obscuring my view. Left-handed person. But if I'm doing a plunge cut, I'm not going to touch that guard anyways. If I'm doing an overhead cut or a drop cut, this left-hand saw is clutch for that. That's why the rear handle saw is clutch. We're doing drop cuts. Hold this up. But there's no need, like, no problem at all. Just make sure that you saw that you're buying has a good guard on it. It's shaped properly. Like, look at the shape of this. Look at the shape of this guard. The shape of these guards. Look at how they're shaped. How they're shaped. I don't care who you are. If you're telling people that you're a professional and you pin the guard up, you've been taught by someone that was taught through a line and a generation of bad habits, bad practices. Like, you never, ever pin the guard up. You don't need to. You can lift the guard up and out of your way. You can set your saw depth. There's all kinds of ways around this. But that's the thing. It's all mute. And if you notice how I'm handling the guard, I don't come at it with my finger. With my palm. I'm using a blade left in my right hand, and I gotta adjust that guard. I use my palm. My palm. See, look. The palm. Catching it with my palm. Because then my hand is riding over the housing. All digits are away from the blade, and none of that is also protecting my eyes a little bit from any debris. Same with the rear handle saw. I palm it. I don't sit there with my fingers and grab it. Palm. But that's the thing, is if you get to a situation where you're coming to the end of your cut and pretend it binds, all you have to do is just kick it up a little bit. That's all you have to do. Kick it up a little bit. None of that with most of these saws. You don't even have to keep the blade, the guard flush on it. You can come down. Because like on 2x6, 2x4, 2x8 material, if you want to cut straight lines without having a line guard, you can come down on it with a little bit of an angle there. Plunge down and across. There's zero reason. Zero reason. So there you go, guys, go. Doesn't matter which saw I use. Doesn't matter. I can use any of these saws. Never, ever is there a need to. Sometimes when I'm setting to plunge, okay, I'm going to do a plunge here. I'm not going to use this up because it's weak. But I'm going to do a plunge. Guys, holding it up. I line, lift my line, let the guard drop. Oh my Lord, look at that. The guard is down. Lift the guard up, set the blade. Really easy. Don't need to sit there holding the guard up. And like none of that. I even caught my good friend Jimmy doing this. He's sitting there with his blade left. And he's holding the guard wide open while making the cut on a sheet of plywood. He's holding it wide open. Now he doesn't have this hand. This hand is no longer available to support the wood like it needs to be able to support that wood. Like guards on these saws are designed for a reason. So when you're ripping the plywood, don't sit there and hold the thing wide open, because if it does kick back on you, is your hand going to let go of it in time? No. And is your hand available to brace and support your wood? Just don't do these things. And that's why I preach safety, good habits, good practices. Keep all your fingers. Go home at night to your family and loved ones, and no problem. Like, how hard is it to understand? Like, seriously, Larry Hahn himself, the god of carpentry, tells you, teaches, and preached it. So if you want to take my word for it, take his word for it. But like I've said, every cut in the world, you can give me any saw. I'll prove you wrong. I will always prove you wrong. You don't need to pin the guard up, ever. So anyways, there's my angry rant for the day. We do not need to do this crap. And once again, left hand, right hand, no such thing. There's a blade left, blade right. It comes down to what you're comfortable with, what you feel confident with. And it comes down to how you were taught and trained, and who taught and trained you, and how you know your tool and everything like that. Like some people for bench cuts prefer a blade right if they're right-handed because they can keep their hand here. Their hand is not obstructing the line of sight when they're holding the handle if they wanted to handle it. Whereas with the blade left, my line of sight is obscured if I got to hold that handle. My whole entire line of sight, I can't see the blade here, I can't see the blade there, it's obscured for doing a bench cut. Same with a left-handed person. I can see my line of cut. My hands are clear, my line of sight is clear, but if I go to a right-handed saw, as a left-handed person, I'm reaching over. Again, it's just not ergonomic. But if you're doing plunge cuts, or if you're doing a sheet cut, if you're doing a long sheet cut on a bench, or if you're sheet cutting on the ground, and you're going to be extending your arm, right-handed person is going to love a left blade saw, because when you get out to here, you still have vision of your blade. You're not losing it, so you can extend your arm a lot more. And with a left-handed person, they're going to love the blade right saw because when they're cutting, they're going to be able to see their blade on extended reach. But there's no such thing as left hand, right hand. Like, it's literally comes down to position, purpose, use, what you're doing, how you're cutting it, what you're cutting, and what you're comfortable with, what you're used to, what you're confident with. It's literally what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to what hand you are. It comes down to what's up in here and what you're doing and what's out here. What's in here and what's out here. It doesn't come down to this. Like this is the funny thing. Like, you got to think about it logically. Rear handle saw was designed for framing and carpentry, and designed, actually engineered around right-handed tool users doing framing. And that's why the blade is in the left. Because we're doing a lot of drop cuts, we're doing a lot of overhead cuts, we're doing a lot of long reach plywood cuts. So they designed it that way. Why was the Sidewinder? Now, they made Sidewinders blade left and blade right. They made both of them. 78% of the sales were all blade right. Why were they blade right? Because they were right-handed people buying them. Because of how the ergonomic was designed. Hand here. But it doesn't mean that was a right-handed saw, because I knew a lot of right-handed guys that would buy the blade left version of the Sidewinder because they just liked it better. It was something for them because it's just what they were comfortable with, what they wanted, but they were available. Blade left, blade right, but it's all about the ergonomics, how you're going to be using it, how you're going to be cutting it. Like, for example, if I'm doing cutting post tops, I like my blade right. If I'm doing drop cuts, I like my worm drive or my blade left. If I'm doing long reach rips, I'm going to use a blade left. If I'm doing a lot of repetitive bench cuts, I'm going to go with my blade right. It just comes down to what you're doing. Like that's one argument. That's literally a mute argument. There's no such thing as left hand or right hand saw. It all depends on what you're doing. All depends on what you're comfortable with. All depends on how much you know about your tool. What you do. It's simple. But the biggest rule is you never pin the guard up. Never ever pin that guard up. Ever. Never. Never. There you go, my friend. Anyways, let's get to some exciting chit-chat stream stuff. Doo-doo! So there you go, my friends. Da-da. Aha! Do-do-do-do-do. Ah. Let's catch up on the chit chat here. Let's see. Let's go check out the chit chat. Catch up with the chit chat, my friends. Sounds fine. I'll be back in a few. Can't stand the motherfucker that don't understand. You don't need to pin yet. Hey, sir. Hey, Johnny. Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing? How's Dave doing? Yeah. No, I don't have the Flex Inline because I do not invest in the Flex platform because they're not readily available in Canada and they weren't an investment. I'm not a tool review channel. I don't buy tools to review them. I don't buy tools to test them. I buy tools to do work with or jobs with. And I had no interest in investing in the Flex line because, well, look at what happened. They kind of sunk themselves. They're not readily available in Canada. They're not going to be readily available in Canada. They're not going to be an over-the-shelf tool in Canada. So, and I knew that was going to happen. I had no interest in investing. None of that. Flex at the time didn't have a platform. They didn't have the tools I needed. They didn't have the tools I wanted. So I have no interest in that. The tools that I buy are tools that I purchase for a reason. I'm purchasing them for a job. I'm purchasing them for a task. I'm not a tool review person, but I have zero interest in Flex. There's only one Flex tool that I am actually interested in, and that's their 10-inch table saw. Their 10-inch cordless table saw. That's the only Flex tool that I have any interest in. Any interest at all. Other than that, I don't have any interest in their tools because they're not readily available. They're not a brand for Canada. None of that. Their tools have been proven not to be able to handle our climates. That was the other reason why I didn't bother investing into the Flex line. Their tools weren't like they're just as bad as Milwaukee for our climate. The extreme cold, the extreme wet. But no. See, Johnny prefers blade left because Johnny is comfortable with it. That's what he's worked with, what he's learned on. That's how he's done. As long as you follow the safety precautions, follow the procedures for every saw are the same. So you want your arm in line with your line of sight and your blade. You want to stand to the side of it, either left side or right side, never directly behind it. Keep your fingers away from the blade, and don't ever pin the guard up. And you'll be fine. Set your depth if you want to. Don't set it like the truth about circular saws. The only time you need to set your depth is if you're ripping through a piece of wood and you don't want to go through the material below it and stuff like that. But majority of the time on framing, you don't ever really need to set your blade depth. Circular saws are actually out of all the saws out there, probably one of the safest saws if you just follow a couple simple rules. But it doesn't matter. Left, blade right. What you're confident with, what you're comfortable with, what you feel safe and secure in using, as long as you use the proper safety steps. Don't pin your guard up. Stand to the side. Keep your hand away from it. Make sure that your left or your right hand, the hand that is not on the saw, is supporting your material, or your material is braced down or clamped down. But it's simple. The rules for all saws are the same. Doesn't matter. So I am a general contractor carpenter, Johnny. I've built high-rise towers. I've built log homes, timber frame homes, spec homes, traditional framed homes, energy efficient homes, green homes. I've even built houses out of stacked up straw that's covered in mortar and cement. I've built houses called cordwood that is piled up firewood. I've built, like I said, high-rise towers. I've built custom cabinets. I build a lot of my own cabinets. I build a lot of my own doors. I built like everything and anything. I've been doing this my whole entire life. None of that. I'm a millwright. I'm a heavy equipment mechanic. Like my spread of knowledge is very vast. Do I know it all? Fuck no, I don't know it all. But I know what I know. So, but yeah, there you go. So I'm going to post a link. I'm going to post a link to join in Discord. Dave, do you want to pop on with the crew? Do you want to meet meet the new zoo crew. If you want to meet the new zoo crew, let me know, Dave. I can send you a link. So let's go and put up a link in the Discord. Right. And go. Here we go, my friends. And link to join. Remember, no minors. There are no kids allowed on the stream. No kids allowed. Make sure your noise cancellation is on. And no being a dinkhole. If you're a dinkhole, I throw you out. Throw your ass out. So there you go. Here's the link. The link has been posted for you guys to join if you want to join. And Dave, if you want to join, like only members of the Discord can join. But Dave, he's an old-time friend. So if you want to join in, Dave, go ahead. You can pop in and meet the new zoo crew. But yeah. Now, does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Anyone questions? Questions? Anyone? No, you're going to bed, Johnny? Hope you're going to bed, Johnny. You have a great night. Enjoy your evening. And thank you for popping in. Thank you for being here, Johnny. Ah. Do. I'm back. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Just chit chat, talk.
Ready now.
Oh, look! There's a tiny little redhead on the screen. Yeah, I see him there. Oh, that's Screwers. Hey, Jimmy.
Well, hello to you too, you motherfucker.
Are you screwing around, Jimmy? Are you screwing around?
Yeah, I'm getting used to the feel of these. I'm sure you saw them earlier, but
they're nice when you get used to them. They're really nice.
Oh, I can't tell you how happy I am to finally own this shit.
Yeah. Ball grip's a game changer, mostly when you got to put some pressure on it.
Yeah, I know I like them though, man. They're definitely fun to have. And this is just one of the cheaper ones, actually, like the $14 one. It don't break down into a stubby or none of that. It is what it is. Everything's fixed on there. It does take some other stuff, but I don't know if they just hate Klein or if they're like in some sort of a legal battle or some bullshit. But yeah, Klein don't go in there. Like at all. It will not. It won't lock in for nothing. But funny enough, Vessel will go into Klein. Either way, that's pretty cool. Huh? What? What number is it?
You know the one about almost booked for the office, and it's the one about the office, but it's not the first grade, it's the office. The second building, that's not the office. It's the second building.
Oh, I know what apartment y'all is. Hey, bro, I'll be back.
Yeah. No problem. Internet's getting a little choppy. I think I need to do a reset here. We'll find out what's going on. The internet's here. There we go. Let's see how that works. Let's see if that picks stuff up. Speed. Bear with me. There's going to be some technical difficulties in 1 second here. I'm trying to pick up the interweb speed. There we go. That's better. That should work better. That should work a lot better now. Let's let it get all zoomed in. And let's come back over here for a second. Back here. Peoples. And live streaming. There we go. That should be better. Shouldn't be as choppy now. Should be a lot smoother. But if anyone has any questions, want to talk about stuff, like I said, not a tool review channel, but I do have some tools here. I gotta finish that video. I've got to redo one part of the video, my workbench video, because I didn't like the camera angle. I did not like the camera angle. So I'm going to redo one part of the workbench video for everyone. So that way you can all see what's going on there with that. So hopefully I'll have that done this weekend and get that video up and out for you guys. I want to get that video up and out for y'all. And then we're going to go over some jigs and stuff like that. And that's what gonna show you a real simple jig, some real simple jigs to build that will make some really cool furniture and stuff like that. But first you guys need to learn how to build a workbench, a simple, basic, affordable, cheap workbench. That's it. Simple, affordable, cheap, basic workbench. And then after that, you start working on some jigs and start building some stuff like some cabinet doors, maybe a cabinet box, some simple furniture. I've got to redo the one part about making the stand, the base for the table. I didn't like the angle. It just doesn't look right to me, the angle. So I got to reshoot that. So I'm going to reshoot that part. But yeah. This video editing stuff, it's new to me. So I want to make some better quality videos for you guys. So you guys just have to bear with me. I'll get the videos out, learning how to use this CapCut and getting everything the way that I want it to look. It's a little bit tricky for an old man like me, so. Oh, yeah. Circular sawing. We love circular sawings. They're always fun. Anyways, anyone still here? Anyone watching? Chit chat chat. Is there anything you guys want to do? Talk about? See, live streams are kind of fun when you don't have anything really to do or topics to talk about. You know, it's just kind of interesting. Hey, maybe I should try putting you guys on the tripod. Put you guys on the tripod. I'm gonna try to stick you guys on a tripod. Let's see if you guys fit on a tripod. Let's fit on a tripod. Hey, look, you guys fit on a tripod. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, you guys going for it. Hopefully no one suffers from motion sickness. Hopefully no one suffers from motion sickness. There we go. Yeah, you guys are on a stick now. You're all on a stick. I put you on a stick. That way now we can change the direction of you. I can put you facing this way. I can put you facing that way. I can make you face any way. Very interesting, isn't it? Put you on a stick. Got you all on a stick. Well, thanks for bringing that one up to me because, like, literally, that guy was doing the most basic and common of cuts. So if his saw is getting stuck on there, then there's something wrong with his saw. And I know it is. He's using an older DeWalt that has a poorly designed guard. The guard is very poorly designed. What they call the shoe of the guard is faulty. It's just faulty. It's just not properly shaped. But no, it's just what it is. So and I just finished sharpening my draw knife. That thing is sharp. It's very sharp. She's got a nice shiny blade on her now too. Nice shiny blade. Been a while since I sharpened it, serviced it. Fun times. But no, thank you for bringing that video to my attention. Like seriously, you do not teach people stuff like that. Like I said, Larry Hahn, the god of carpentry. I mean, come on, people. Oh, it looks like Caleb Ross has the new 3-speed Makita drill. Let's check out Caleb's video here. Let's see if I can queue up his video. Let's watch Caleb's video. Our good friend. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says about this new Makita. Let's check him out. Let's peekaboo on our friend here. And we're gonna share screen. Let's check him out. Let's check out his video. What does he say about
So we just got in Makita's newest 3-speed drill. This is the model number GPH03. We're in speed 3. We're in drill mode. In terms of specs, this claims to be the most powerful drill on the market. We have two 12-inch structural screws right here. That was pretty fast. So we just got in Makita's newest 3-speed drill.
I wonder how well it will do on the lag bolt and what she puts out on the torque gauge. Caleb, need to put it on the torque gauge. Need to see how much torque this puppy gives out. None of that. They said they fixed the chuck, Caleb. So if you're watching, Caleb, let us know about the chuck. See if they actually fixed the chuck. They said they changed the manufacturer of the chuck. But yeah, interesting. Seems to have some good power. It does seem to have a little bit of power there. A lot more power than their old one did. But it's about time that they start stepping up their game and actually putting some thought into their, like, Makita's focused on saws and grinders and specialty tools for too long. They ignored all their other tools. They ignored their impacts. They ignored their drills. They ignored their, they've just ignored too many tools. And it's about time that they start picking up. Never know. Maybe someday they'll become a quality tool brand again. Maybe someday. Yeah. That's not bad. And for all of you out there, if you have not read Larry Hahn's book, if you're in carpentry and construction, go out and buy yourself a copy of the book is called The Very Efficient Carpenter. Very Efficient Carpenter. Read that book. That book is a Bible. Okay? Larry Hahn is the god, the guru of carpentry. If you want to borrow a copy, I can lend you a PDF copy. I can lend you a copy through my library. Just email me, and I can lend you a copy through my library that you can read. So, but that's the thing. You have to email me. It's not something that I give out willy-nilly. But I would prefer you to go out and buy a genuine copy, support his family, because his family gets the royalties off the books. So support his royalties. But if you're low budget, low cost, or you're just low income or you're struggling and you want to borrow a copy of his book, The Very Efficient Carpenter, reach out to me via email and I will lend you a PDF copy. It has a time limit on it. It has a 1-month time limit that will expire, but you can borrow it. But only if you're only for low income. If you can afford to go out and spend $20-$30 on a book, go out and buy it. Okay. But the book is The Very Efficient Carpenter by Larry Hahn. And as far as I'm concerned, every carpenter needs to read that book. Everyone that's in framing, construction. You need to read that book. So, but yeah, so that's about it. Oh. Let's see. Do I got any wood around here that I can tittle with? That's the thing, is I don't have any dry wood. I don't have any dry wood. I need to go to the store. I need to go to the hardware store tomorrow and pick up some dry wood. I need some dry wood, some dry boards. It's the problem about living in a wet coast. Nothing stays dry where I live. Nothing stays dry. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So, anyone questions? Any questions? Anyone want to know anything? Anyways. So any questions? Anyone want to know anything? Anyone? Because I really don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. I just wanted to go over the circular saw thing, hang out, chit chat with some people. That's about it. But, yeah. But no, that was about it. Well, if no one's got any questions, no one's got any questions or anything like that, I think I'm just gonna log off. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, if I can get to the store and I can get some dry wood, we can build some stuff. Maybe I'll do an afternoon live and build a couple things. But I need to get some dry wood. I ain't got no dry wood to work with. It sucks. It sucks. I really want to do a handmade dovetails, like how to do dovetails by hand and with simple tools. So I want to do that. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll go down to the lumber store and get some dry wood, and we can play around a little bit tomorrow on live again. But anyways, my friends, no one's talking. Chat is dead. No one's asking questions, and no guests. So I'm going to say good night, everyone. You're all awesome. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.